Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dustin with the Listening Room. Hope everybody had a good New Year's and a good Christmas. All that stuff. We'll put the crazy year that was 2020 behind us and move on. It's 2021, and hopefully better things are to come. I just wanted to make a quick video. Everybody makes their year in best of list. And I wanted to do that and just share some of my favorite releases from this past year. I got quite a few of them, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each individual one. But just wanted to show you guys what I was listening to this year, and um, you know, hopefully maybe you can discover some stuff you haven't heard yet. Um, Start off the new album from Fiona Apple, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. This one came out early in the year. Didn't actually get a physical release, I think, until around the summertime. But really good stuff from Fiona. I think this is, well, I know this is one that's definitely on a lot of people's end of year list. So Fiona Apple. Um, Next, the new one from Lamb of God. Um, just kick ass metal record. This one came out in the summertime. Um, yeah, man, some good tracks on here. Resurrection, man. If you haven't heard that song, check it out. If you're a Lamb of God fan and you haven't heard this album, Resurrection, man. One of the best, probably one of my favorite Lamb of God songs, I think. The song is just killer. Oh, man. All right, up next, Supergroup, featuring Mike Portnoy, Billy Sheehan, Bumblefoot, Sons of Apollo. Fantastic prog rock if you're into Dream Theater, Fates Warning, Queensryche, bands like that. The new Sons of Apollo record is really good. This one was released early in the year, and I knew as soon as I heard that would definitely be a standout album for the year. Um, Midnight, Rebirth by Blasphemy. This is out on Metal Blade Records. If you're a fan of bands like Celtic Frost or Venom, just old school, evil shit, dark stuff, give Midnight a listen, man. I think you'll dig it. Some more prog stuff. Rick Wakeman and the English Rock Ensemble. It is the Red Planet. Really cool, mellow, chilled out. You know, Rick Wakeman on the keys, and just really cool, proggy, laid back stuff. Really cool. Dig that one a lot. This is one I was definitely looking forward to, and was not disappointed with it. The new album from Blue Oyster Cult, The Symbol Remains. This is an awesome album. This really mixes, like, I love Blue Oyster Cult. I think they're criminally underrated band, and they're still going strong, man. And this record really, it showcases some of the newer members, but yet still retains classic, classic Blue Oyster Cult. There's a track on here called "The Alchemist" that I highly recommend you listen to. It is fantastic. So yeah, The Symbol Remains by Blue Oyster Cult. Um, Did a review of this one. The new AC/DC. AC/DC, no surprises. You know what you're going to get. Just some old school kick ass rock and roll, and they sound fantastic, man. Brian Johnson in top form, and just a solid album from AC/DC. Um, the new one from STP, Stone Temple Pilots, called, what's the title of this? Perdita. Perdita. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but really cool, really mellow, really laid back, warm, cozy sounding record. Acoustic arrangements on all the tracks. This is the second record the band has made with the new vocalist Jeff Gutt, and I've always loved STP. Huge fan of Scott Weiland, and he one of the greatest frontmen in my opinion ever. I mean, the guy's stage presence and his style and vocals, and I mean, he was fantastic. But I think STP at their core, the DeLeo brothers with Eric Kretz, I think they have instantly recognizable sound. Just the three of those guys together, like regardless of who's on vocals, because a lot of people think Scott Weiland and this guy, but you forget that they also formed the band Talk Show in the '90s. They did a record with Richard Patrick, A Filter, Army of Anyone. They did a record with Chester Bennington. So a lot of different people have fronted the band. Some under the name Stone Temple Pilots. Sometimes they used a different name. But this is good stuff, man. If you're on the fence about Jeff and a replacement for Scott Weiland, I definitely recommend giving this a listen. And if you get a chance to see him live, man, fingers crossed for 2021 live music coming back. I've seen them, got to see them with Jeff, and it was a fantastic show, man. They played all the old hits and everything, but played some new stuff too. And Jeff has great stage presence, and you can tell they're just having fun. Up next, did a review of this one as well. The new album from Chris Stapleton. Fantastic country album that is a great alternative to the garbage that dominates country radio today. Starting Over, really cool record. Mike Campbell and Benmont Tench from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers playing with him on this one, and just some fantastic songwriting, fantastic vocals. If you're a country fan at all, you've probably already heard this, but if you haven't, give it a listen. Complete opposite end, some good old dungeon synth from Old Tower. Lots of castles and dragons and darkness, and this is really cool though. Instrumental synth record. It's dark and yeah, man, really cool. Old Tower. Eidalon. I don't know how to say that, but it's a really cool record, man. Old Tower. A band that I've always loved. Started out as a country band in the '90s and grew to incorporate Latin and jazz and just all this stuff. They released their first album completely in Spanish this year, talking about the Mavericks in Espanol. Really cool cover art there. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. The Mavericks are just an amazing band. Raul Malu has got to be one of the greatest singers I've ever heard. Yeah, really cool stuff from the Mavericks. Dark jazz, doom jazz. Is that even a genre? I don't know. Patchouli Blue, the new album from Boren and Der Club of Gore. This is the follow-up to their album Piano Nights, which I absolutely adored. One of my, probably, if I had to make a top 20 list of albums, that would probably be on it. Just super slow, super mellow, just gives you this vibe. It's just this hazy, smoky, perfect for like an old black and white film noir type thing. If you're into that stuff, man, Boren and Der Club of Gore. They have several records out. This is the newest, Patchouli Blue. But yeah, check those guys out. Cool to see these guys come back. Cool reggae record from this past year. Long Beach Dub All-Stars. This, of course, was the band that formed in the ashes of Sublime. The original version of this band, of course, featured Eric Wilson and Bud Gall from Sublime. I don't think either one of them play on this record, but we still have Marshall Goodman, DJ for Sublime. Opie Ortiz, who was an original vocalist for the All-Stars. Tim Wu's been around for a while. And yeah, man, not reinventing anything here, but some good summertime jams, good reggae record, Long Beach Dub All-Stars. Check that one out. The new one from Mr. Springsteen, Letter to You. This is really good, man. E Street Band sounding fantastic. Bruce sounding absolutely fantastic on this one. Yeah. The new Bob Dylan, Rough and Rowdy Ways. Um, we got the epic first single from this, The Murder Most Foul. And then not long after that, we got the double. It's a double disc of new Dylan material. Fantastic record, man. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be on a lot of lists for this year too. The new Pat Metheny album from this place. Really great jazz guitarist, instrumental Pat Metheny. He has a million records out. I actually think he already announced the follow-up to this, which is going to be coming out soon in 2021. But if you're into jazz, if you're into jazz guitar, Pat Metheny for sure. The new Black Dahlia Murder album, Verminous. Really kick-ass album. Really kind of delves into the title and the cover art of just dirty vermin. Just a killer album. This is a cool package too, man. It's really great artwork on this. Look at that. Black Dahlia Murder. Awesome. The new Joe Satriani. Shape-shifting. Good stuff from Joe out this year. I had the song, what is it, 1980? I think it's called. I don't know where to go. Yeah, 1980. Really sounded like a throwback to like the Extremist days, and good record, man. Really good stuff. Well, yeah, one of the best metal records to come out this year. The New Testament. I think this came out right as the Rona was really running rampant. I remember picking this up right when everybody was going into quarantine and lockdown. But this is insanely good. Testament, just one of those bands that, in my opinion, just never disappoint. And this record is just fantastic, man. Just an onslaught of awesome old school thrash from beginning to end. It's relentless. It does not let up for the entire runtime of the album, and it's just awesome. I've heard some negative things about this one. I enjoyed it. The new Nightwish double album from Nightwish. Human Nature, right? Yep, Human Nature. New Nightwish. I dug it a lot. I know a lot of people didn't, but some really good old school death metal. Mortal. Second album from Necrot. Just good. A lot of old school death metal bands this year, man. Between these guys and like Skeletal Remains and, you know, I don't know, names escaping me right now, but just some really good old school death metal coming out this year. The new album from John Petrucci, Terminal Velocity. Mike Portnoy on this album too. Second one on this list with Mr. Mike Portnoy. But yeah, another fantastic guitar album. John Petrucci, man. Terminal Velocity. The new Gorillaz album. I really enjoyed this a lot. A lot of cool features on here. Album opens up with a track featuring Robert Smith. It's probably my favorite song on the album. But we see Elton John on here, Schoolboy Q. There's all kinds of cool features on here. Song Machine, really, really good stuff from the Gorillaz. The new album by Puscifer, the kind of art rock side project of Maynard James Keenan from Tool and A Perfect Circle. Up until now, everything these guys have put out has kind of had this, you know, this sense of humor and kind of this silliness about it. This one does not have that at all. This is very, you know, it's kind of it's dark. It's definitely more serious. The cover art, as you can see, is not too serious. We see like a Maynard with a baby growing inside him with some aliens standing around there. I don't know. Strange packaging, but a great record, man. Really kind of hear influence like a lot of krautrock, like Kraftwerk and stuff like that. Really synth heavy album, but and then of course Maynard's vocals definitely a highlight, and really really good one. The new album by Nothing, I really like this. The Great Dismal, really cool band here playing like some kind of shoegazy, really good stuff. This is I love this record, man. This is the new, the project is called Stygian Bow, a collaboration between Aerial Ruin and Bell Witch. This is, I guess, as far as Bell Witch is concerned, on their end, this would be the follow up to their mammoth Mirror Reaper album, which was just amazing. And same cover art here, but the kind of folky stylings of Aerial Ruin mixed with Bell Witch's heavy doom sound, it just creates a really atmospheric, really fantastic record. This was definitely one of my favorites from the year. Stygian Bow. Up next, I guess this would be the second solo album from Sigur Rós frontman Jónsi Bergason. And the album's called Shiver. Definitely a different direction for Jónsi. Moving into some dance pop territory. Definitely, for the most part, this is not Sigur Rós at all. But, Jónsi's vocals are there, and the production on this is really cool, man. Like I said, some dance pop and just something totally different. But, Jónsi's one of those artists that just, in my opinion, can do no wrong. And I've actually had the pleasure of meeting him once, and he was fantastic, man. Sigur Rós, one of my all-time favorite bands. Just what they create is just amazing. The new Napalm Death, Throes of Joy in the Jaws of Defeatism. Napalm Death still doing it, man. Still doing it. Still just kicking ass and just killer. So many different influences on this, man. You definitely hear the grindcore, but there's elements of industrial and some stuff that just reminded me of like straight up like Ministry, and yeah, the new Napalm Death is killer. The collaboration Mixing Colors, another one of my favorite artists, Brian Eno, collaboration with his brother Roger. Just what you would expect from Brian Eno. Ambient, mellow, just fantastic. Love it. The new Stryper. Look at that cover art. Stryper has had the coolest cover art for like their past like 4 records. Has just had awesome. But Even the Devil Believes. Stryper, their heyday in the 1980s, 80s Christian rock, I guess hair metal you would call them. This is the first album to feature bassist Perry Richardson, who came from Firehouse. Nice little piece of trivia there for you. But yeah, man, the guy's sounding fantastic on this one. The new Sufjan Stevens album, The Ascension. Really, really dug this record a lot, man. Sufjan is not somebody that I've really gotten into over the years for whatever reason, but I really, really enjoyed this record a lot. The new Sepultura. Really dug this one, man. Quadra. The album is divided up into like 4 different little sections, and each section kind of represents a piece of the band's history, from like the old school thrash to the tribal, days of roots and stuff like that. And this is a really, really good record, man. Really cool metal album. Sepultura, post Max Cavalera is not something that I've honestly spent a lot of time with, but this one is fantastic. Every year there seems to be those 1 or 2 albums that it's like trendy and cool for people to hate on, and to go out of their way to tell you how much they hate it. But I don't give a shit. I thought this record was awesome. I thought it was fun. And talking about the new 6 Feet Under, Nightmares of the Decomposed, everybody wanted to rant about how horrible Chris Barnes sounded on this. And yeah, Chris's vocals aren't what they used to be, man. But you know what? This band is campy. They're fun. And Chris's vocals, for me, just add to that. And the riffs on this thing, man, there are some insanely tasty riffs on this album. Give it a listen, man. Don't go into it too seriously, and I think it's fun. And then last, but definitely not least, the new album, We Are Chaos, the new Marilyn Manson. I loved this record, man. I thought this was, as I didn't rank these at all, but this would come very, very high, if not number one, on my list. Manson just exploring, his inner David Bowie with this album. And the songwriting, the lyrics, everything on this album, man, I think, without doubt, this is the best album that Marilyn Manson has done in years and years, probably since Hollywood. I would go that far. But yeah, We Are Chaos. They put out some really cool, I actually have it on vinyl. They put out some really cool vinyl variants of that. While I'm doing this, there was one record. Let me see if I have it over here, because I was thinking, yes. So Marilyn is not last. One more. The new Armored Saint. Punching the Sky. This and the New Testament have to be tied for best metal release of the year. This is absolutely fantastic, melodic, hard rock, heavy metal. John Bush, it's unbelievable to me. I listened to this, and I listened to John Bush fronting Anthrax on Sound of White Noise, which is, how old is that record? His voice hasn't changed. It hasn't aged. It sounds exactly the same. And great, catchy songwriting, great riffs, great vocals. Cannot recommend this one enough. Punching the Sky, Armored Saint. That's all I got for today, man. Hopefully you guys, have heard some of these records. I'm sure you've heard some of them. Drop a comment down below. Let me know, what you thought of these albums. What were some of your favorite albums of this year? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and let's make 2021 better, all right? Have a good day.